I think it's good news for France. It's a very clear victory for Emmanuel Macron and for his majority. And I think that we are all aware of the huge responsibilities and burden that is on the shoulders of all of us. We need to do more and to do our best for the French people.
Do you think you had some success in the final 2 weeks around the cost of living crisis?
I think that we have been efficient in fighting against the economic crisis. We have been also very efficient in the way we fight against inflation and the rise of energy prices. And this played a role in the victory of Emmanuel Macron. But once again, we are really aware of the necessity of doing more and doing better for the French population.
Given the strong lead you had, what does it say about pension reform? Do you have a mandate now to lean hard on pension reform?
I think that when you have a very clear victory, you also have a very clear mandate, and you have to stick to your program and to stick to your promises. And I also think that at the core of the victory of Emmanuel Macron, you have the fact that he has been able to stick to the promises made in 2017.
Bruno Le Maire, then, we did hear a lot about listening to the electorate, a very humble approach now that the cabinet seemed to be taking. But I also spoke to the European Affairs Minister, Clement Bon, about how significant this win was for France and Europe.
I think it's a victory for France because Emmanuel Macron was fighting the far right tonight, so it's a big relief and a strong victory for the country, and indeed for Europe, because there was a clear distinction, a dividing line between two political platforms. One was clearly pro-European, to reform the EU, to go on reforming the EU as we have been doing for 5 years now, and we have 5 more years to do so. It's very necessary in the very tragic moment we are facing. And one that was the project of Marine Le Pen for the far right, trying to get de facto France out of the EU. So it's very important, but now we have to be clear that we will need to gather the French people together. There will be parliamentary elections in a few weeks, so the fight will go on.
How important is this, given that we have seen such a pivotal role that France has played in pushing back against Russia with the war in Ukraine?
Of course, the war in Ukraine will be at the top of the agenda in the coming weeks. We will stand firm on our position, which is to be extremely firm against Russia, to, as French presidency of the EU, remain united and firm, to support Ukraine as much as we can. We are facing very difficult weeks ahead, obviously, and to keep this united spirit of a sovereign Europe that we are trying to build in the coming weeks in both the support to Ukraine and the reaction towards Russia.
Do you think there's a chance that you could see Europe have solidarity about turning the taps off from Russia?
I'm sorry?
Do you think there could be solidarity in turning the taps off on energy from Russia?
This is a discussion we are having. As you know, it's difficult because we need to agree at 27. Of course, we have a high dependency, so we have to reduce it strongly. France is not one of the most EU-dependent countries, far from that. But as EU presidency now, we need consensus. So it will be clear that we will need to increase the sanctions. It's clear that energy will be part of it, especially oil in the coming weeks, coming days probably. But we will probably need to go further to have this debate. But it's so important to keep Europe united, so we will fight for that. Being very firm towards Russia. This is crucial because there's a clear aggression. There's an atrocious invasion from Russia in Ukraine. We cannot step back from being extremely firm and united at the EU level.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.